Hey guys, welcome to the neighborhood. This is the Pixel Street Podcast, episode 156. I am your host for this week, John Hanson. Joel, he had to step out for some. He had to step out just so his fiance wouldn't kill him. I guess it's their anniversary today, so instead,
pretty understandable.
Yeah, instead to hold down the fort, we got Holden Depardo. What's up, Holden? It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Thanks for having me. It's been good.
Yeah, what you been up to? I remember you. So okay, I need to go through this real quick. You stepped away from Respawn Aim Fire because you said Pixel Street Podcast is better. How can I continue doing this? Right? No.
Absolutely, exactly what I said. Yeah, verbatim. Yep.
No, in all honesty, you're starting to pursue development, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I've been spending a lot of time in Unity and learning how Unity works and all that stuff. I already know C#, so that's not as difficult there. But Unity's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff in there, but it's been a lot of fun failing constantly.
You gotta fail to get somewhere sometimes, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's really awesome. Can't wait to see what you've got coming up here. But for what we're going to focus on in this show, we've got a new Call of Duty game, surprise, surprise, that is coming out later this year. Pokemon Presents. We'll talk about what was announced there. And we'll also talk a bit about Abandoned. And I'm sure Holden has some spicy takes on that.
Oh, yeah. I'm a crazy person.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, let's start off with Pokemon Presents. So this was aired earlier this week. It was about a half hour, I want to say. And to get the smaller stuff out of the way, they announced some new updates for Pokemon Cafe. It's actually like a new version of the game called Pokemon Cafe Remix. There was a bunch of new updates for, what's the mobile title? Not Pokemon Go, Pokemon Legends, I want to say is what it is.
Masters? Is it Masters?
It might be Masters. You might be right. But they are bringing in a bunch of new stuff there. For its 2-year anniversary. They did some slight announcements for Pokemon Go celebrating its 5th anniversary, which I still can't believe it's been 5 years. The game is still very good. But for the stuff we care more about, we got some extended looks at Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Did I mix those up? I don't think I did. Brilliant Diamond.
You got it, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah. It's not like, what was the... Ruby and Sapphire, Alpha, Sapphire, Omega Ruby.
Yep. Yeah, exactly that.
Those were easier to remember. These ones I constantly switch up and everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm always just like the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Yeah, that's easier to say.
It is much easier. But first, let's start off with Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this is the new game that is finally changing up the formula for Pokemon games. It takes place in the Sinnoh region, centuries before Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And it looks like you are a part of a research team that, well, you work on your own, but you're a part of a team, and you're supposed to go out into the wild and catch a bunch of Pokemon. It doesn't appear to be any, like, gym battle system or anything. From what they showed, it looks like there is a lot of just going out, exploring the area, and catching Pokemon, battling with them and everything. Holden, what did you think of Pokemon Legends Arceus?
I was pretty blown away, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good direction for Pokemon. The whole trailer, first of all, was once again very reminiscent of Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
It kind of felt like the music was reminiscent, some of the camera angles were reminiscent. Not to a fault. I think that's a good thing to probably say, like, hey, this is kind of what we're going for. Mm-hmm. But it just looks fun. It looks like a very different take on Pokemon for a multitude of reasons. Even, like, kind of thematically, like... It's always in Pokemon games like Pokemon are our friends, and there's this like, we live together in harmony kind of thing. And this one's like they're terrifying, they're dangerous. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna get killed, or you're gonna black out. Mm-hmm. And it's just that's really cool. It just looks like a really interesting take in Pokemon, and it's really exciting. I'm excited about the future of Pokemon now because of Arceus.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. I thought it was a great trailer. I gotta say that was the most surprising thing to me is that the Pokemon actually attack you. Which that's just something I never expected Pokemon to do. Because it's always been... They never talk about the dangers of Pokemon in the other games. It's always, they're your friends, let's work together. Even when Team Rocket has, or any of the other teams have control of them, it's, this team is forcing them to do this stuff. They're actually really good-mannered. But here, yeah, these are wild animals. If you mess with them, they are gonna hit back. So yeah, really, it's in some ways it's surprising that it took this long to get here, but hey, whatever. This is I'm right there with you. It's a really cool direction. I will say the environments and everything don't stand up at all to Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The environments just there. If you look at like rocks and trees and everything, not only are they just the same thing, copy and pasted over and over again, they're blurry in some areas. It doesn't look as good as Breath of the Wild did. I will say that I think the frame rate looks so much better than the first time they showed this off. That was a very big concern on my part when they first showed it off. That frame rate looked awful, but it looks like it runs much better at least. But yeah, the environments look ugly. I'm also a little disappointed that they haven't yet added in more animations for Pokemon. I get it's a lot to put in, but we're jumping the consoles. I really want them to do more than just like quick attack, your Pokemon disappears and then comes back and the other guy's hurt. Like, I want more than that.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, it looks really cool. It seems that some Pokemon you can just like sneak up on and throw Pokeballs at and catch them. Other ones, the tougher ones, you have to actually battle. Like we said, if you get too close to them, they can attack you. So you have to like throw out a Pokeball and then the battle starts, and those to just automatically go for your Pokemon. It's quite a few questions, I think, for how they're going to handle everything, but I gotta say this was definitely the best showing of the game so far. I'm more excited for this than I was earlier this week.
Yeah, I agree. I was always excited to kind of see more of this, but like you kind of had some concerns with like the frame rate and how are they really going to do this whole open world thing with Pokemon. But like little things like you just said, like throwing the Pokeball to start a battle, it's like that's just kind of how it should be, shouldn't it? Like that's how it would work in the anime or in the show. Like it just kind of cool. It feels like it's making Pokemon feel more realistic, even though that's probably the wrong term, but it's the kind of coming to mind right now because obviously it's still Pokemon. It's not realistic, but there's a history to the world now, like this pre-domestication of Pokemon. It's just really interesting, I think.
Yeah, no, it's for the first time. It's what 25 years right now. Yeah, for the first time in 25 years, Pokemon is actually doing something new, and just for that alone, I'm excited. Well,
yeah,
in a mainline game, I should say. They have plenty of spin-offs where they tried something new, but for the mainline games where it's always been gym battles, battle Pokemon, catch them and everything, like there's always been that disconnect between the anime and the games. I grew up with both and I loved them both. But I would go into games like trying to be like Ash Ketchum, and like that's just not the experience you get in the games. Maybe this will be more of that. I don't know. But yeah, really good showing from that. Next up, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They showed off pretty much everything I think that you would expect in here if you've played the original games. I haven't, so that's one reason why I'm really excited to get into this game. I know people that did play the original games are not too happy about the chibi art style. I'm like, I don't personally really care. I think the chibi art style really lends itself to the sprite work of like the old Game Boy and DS games. I think it transfers over nicely is all I'm saying. Yeah, when you like get close in and look at the characters, it's a bit odd, especially when you get into battles and their normal proportions and everything. But who really cares about what the trainers and the actual characters look like? We care about the Pokemon here, and they look great. They look just like you expect them to, and that's really all that matters in my mind.
I like the chibi art style a lot. Yep. Just like you're kind of saying, it's very nostalgic to the Game Boy style, which is what I love. And I don't know, I think it works really, really well for Pokemon and I'm really excited for this actually. I've never played Diamond and Pearl, even the original ones, so I get to play those for the first time now, and it looks great. I think it looks really good.
Yeah. Is there one you expect to get?
Oh, I've already pre-ordered Diamond.
Diamond? Okay. Yeah. I was... Is Diamond the one with Dialga? Is that his name?
Is that the blue one? I don't know the names of them.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm a casual Pokemon fan. Like, I like Pokemon, but I'm not like, I don't know all their names. I famously on Raph didn't know what Shelder's name was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
I love Pokemon, but there is a gap in my knowledge because when I was growing up, I was so hard into Yellow, Blue, Red, Gold, Silver, Crystal. Like, those were my jam. I played those nonstop. But around that time is when I started getting made fun of in school for liking Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh so much, so I backed away from those out of like peer pressure and everything. One of the biggest regrets of my life, honestly. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did you see the meme where it's like 3 lines? It's like kids. It's like, hey, you have a nice Pokemon, a nice Pikachu hat. And the second line's like in high school, and it's like, you still wearing a Pikachu hat? And then it goes to adults, and it's like, hey, nice Pikachu hat. It goes back and forth.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah. One of my biggest regrets is stepping away from Pokemon for a few years because I missed a few generations there. But now that I'm getting caught back up on everything, it's fine. But yeah, I'm excited to give it a try. They have some like underground system where you like dig through mines, and then you can set up statues and your base, they called it. I thought that was kind of lame because it looks like all you can set up in those areas are statues, like nothing else. But the cool part of that is that they have a new wild area. I don't think this was in the original games, but what Pokemon appear in those areas depend on what statues you have in your base, which is a really fucking cool idea, I think. It seems, I'm not sure, because in the past, the versions have had their exclusive Pokemon because the Pokemon company want you to buy both versions of the game. That's a conversation for another day that I just don't think lives up. But what I think they could go with this is, hey, yeah, these Pokemon don't appear in your version of the game. Like, say you buy Diamond. These Pokemon really should only appear in Pearl, but if you put the right statues down, you can find the Pearl Pokemon in this wild area. So you don't have to go trading with other people and everything. I hope that's how they handle it, because that would be a really good way to get past that exclusivity wall that's always been in Pokemon.
It would be totally unsurprising to me if like those statues were still only available in the other game.
Yeah. No,
you had to trade them out or something. Yeah.
I hate that model. I hate it so much. Regardless, though, it's I'm interested to see the game. But there's not much more to say on that. It's just I'm excited to give it a try. That's really all I got.
Yeah, it's traditional Pokemon. It's like the most traditional Pokemon you can possibly get, especially compared to Arceus. Mm-hmm. It's just like, hey, we're gonna get traditional Pokemon. That's cool.
Yeah.
Not really. Just it's kind of is what it is.
Do we know who is making it? Because we know the Pokemon Company and Game Freak are not making.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
It's
I don't know.
another team. I'm not sure who. Here, I will.
It's Blue Box. It's their other project.
That's it. Working on. They moved over. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl developer. ILCA. Don't know who that is.
Never heard of them.
But yeah, excited to see what comes out of that. All right, next up, surprise, surprise. There's a Call of Duty game coming this holiday season, and it is called Vanguard. This was leaked. A lot of this game was leaked before the reveal today, but we got some confirmation on everything. The game will take place in World War II. This is Sledgehammer Games being the main developer of the game, but there are a lot of teams working on this game, actually. Probably the biggest thing for me in the Call of Duty series is that there's a zombies mode in this, and it's being made by Treyarch, the main developers of the Black Ops series. And if you don't know, Treyarch make the best zombies. They're the ones that created Call of Duty Zombies, and whenever the other teams try and do it, they come up short. That's all there is to it. Treyarch know what the fans want and how to handle the story and the maps and everything. They knock it out of the park almost every time. Me being a huge zombies fan, I'm ecstatic about that. I'll have an article up over the weekend probably about how big of a deal it is that Treyarch is working on zombies outside of one of their own games. But the big thing I want to know, Holden, well, first, do you like Call of Duty? Do you still play it at all?
I've never really been. I'm not a Call of Duty hater by any means. Like, I don't think it's like a terrible game. I get it's a very good first-person shooter, but it's just never been a game I play a whole lot. But I did get into Warzone, but I kind of feel like that's like the most casual way to get into Call of Duty. So I wouldn't consider myself like a super fan, but they're fine.
All right. Yeah, I don't play Warzone anymore. I played it during Modern Warfare for a little bit, but Battle Royales just generally don't keep my interest. But besides that, I was huge in the Call of Duty back in high school. Like, I would run I was the host of a clan and everything, and we like did tournaments against each other and everything. We were very serious about it. But since that really burnt me out on the multiplayer side of things, and I just have never been able to go back and really enjoy it as much as I used to. The only reason really why I go back to a Call of Duty game anymore is for zombies, because I absolutely love the zombies. But yeah, moving back to World War II, man, how do you feel about that? Do you want another World War II shooter?
From what I saw in the trailer, it looks like they're handling it a little bit differently, with kind of going to different regions of the world. That I don't know if they've gone there before in past World War II games. So I thought, like, okay, they're not just keeping it to Europe only, and they're going to like Northern Africa. I thought that was interesting. It's always going to be one of the definitive locations or time periods for first-person shooters. I think it's kind of like we'll always kind of go back to it.
It's the easiest spot to go back to because it's the biggest world in history, and you have the biggest human villain ever in the Nazis and Hitler.
Exactly.
It's just easy to go back to.
There are two things you can kill without any remorse in any video game, and it's zombies and Nazis.
Yep.
So
that's what it is.
It just makes sense to go back to it. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I'm gonna get the game because of zombies. I'll play through the campaign and everything as well. I'll try the multiplayer. Apparently, Warzone will be implementing the World War II stuff and the like modern day stuff from Modern Warfare, and then also the Cold War stuff from Black Ops, which is pretty cool on that end. Like, you'll just have a selection of all these different eras of weapons and things to choose from. Really cool idea there.
And it'll be 5 trillion gigabytes in size.
Yeah, it's massive. That's another reason why I don't go back to Warzone. It's so big. But yeah, it looks cool. I'm right there with you. Going to different places. I don't think they have gone to Africa before, so seeing them in new areas and new battles could be decent. I thought it was a bit odd that we haven't seen like a celebrity, because doesn't every Call of Duty game now like have a big celebrity headlining it? I don't think this one has, at least yet.
No.
Yeah.
I know they had what was it? They had the guy from like, he's one of the soldiers in Transformers. I think he was in World War II. I think that's the last one I can think of.
Josh Duhamel or something like that.
That sounds about right.
That.
Yeah.
I guess Black Ops Cold War doesn't have any big guys either. Whatever.
I mean, they had Reagan, and he was technically an actor.
they brought Reagan back for.
They brought Reagan back.
Yeah. No, it's Call of Duty Vanguard. I mean, Call of Duty is not the sexiest thing out there anymore. Billions of people are gonna play it, but when you say there's a new Call of Duty game, you're like, yeah, duh, of course. The biggest surprise here is that it took until August for them to reveal it. Like, Call of Duty is usually a game that's revealed in May or June. Obviously, the pandemic probably had some big impact on their development and getting to this point. But they're still releasing it November 5th, which kind of worries me that this may be rushed and unfinished. But maybe they have a lot of teams working on different aspects of this game, so hopefully that makes up for the rushing part of it. I don't know.
It could also be that, like, I think COVID's probably a factor, getting the whole marketing team and all together. But also, like, they probably could save a bunch of money by not spending on marketing throughout all of summer, and then keep it into a shorter window from announcement to release. Because people are going to still buy Call of Duty. You don't going to be like, oh, I'm not going to buy it because I didn't find out about it in May. So they also probably save a ton of money.
No, right there, yeah. We know Activision loves their money, so all they have to do...
They definitely do,
They don't need to say...
Whatever be damned.
They don't need to say Call of Duty is coming out in May, June. Let's see, we got 3 months. We'll say 2.5 months. They could go just like a month beforehand. Hey, yeah, look, a new World War II Call of Duty. Go buy it. Like, they don't have to say, please be excited. It's like, nah, just go buy it. We know you're going to.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Okay, here's the title for it. This date, we're not even showing you anything.
Yeah, just go. Get your fix. We know you're addicted. You need help, but we're not giving it to you. You need more Call of Duty. All right, Holden. We're going to talk about some Abandon. So, for those who don't know, Abandon is a game made by... Oh, crap, I'm blanking on their name right now. Blue Box?
Blue Box,
right.
yeah.
Made by Blue Box. There's been a lot of controversy over this because there's like hints and rumors that it's connected to Hideo Kojima and Konami and Silent Hill and Metal Gear. It seems like every time I hear about this, it's a Silent Hill game or it's a Metal Gear game, and there's no like real reason, at least that I've seen, to like really believe it. But there's a lot of like conspiracy theories. I think they're being cleared up now and everything. Now people are getting mad because I guess they still haven't seen the game. So they added this new app to PlayStation 5. Holden, you know about this more than I would. Am I right so far? They added an
Yeah,
app
you're right so far.
that is supposed to have a cinematic trailer for the game Abandon. But they've had problems updating the app with the cinematic trailer, so it's not there yet.
So the cinematic trailer, I think they're just like not ready to show it yet, in quotes, whatever that means. But it was they wanted to show this teaser trailer, and I think on August 10th they were supposed to release it, and then 15 minutes before it was supposed to come out, they post a short video that a lot of people thought looked like Silent Hill. To be very clear, I'm not a big Silent Hill person because I've never played it before. Mm-hmm. I'm also not a big Kojima person.
Me either.
So like I don't really know a lot about like those kind of games, but people were saying like, oh, it looks like it's, very much Silent Hill related. And then 15 minutes later, when they were supposed to release it, they say, oh, we had this issue with it was a graphical issue. We couldn't release it. And then 3 days later, they post the video in the app, and it's literally the same 4 seconds that they showed as the teaser. I died laughing.
Walking.
Yeah, the guy walking. I died laughing. I've been laughing at it all week. I think it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how much the community is like trying to buy into this thing. Like I saw someone say that in the floorboards they saw Pyramid Head, saying that it was a Silent Hill game. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And like they put an image up on Twitter and they like circled it and zoomed it in. I'm like, dude, it's just a floorboard. There's nothing there. If you go down,
there's also
go ahead.
Like someone apparently said like PT is written in the floorboard as well, and I'm like, to be clear, like, I think there's something bigger at play here, but there's some really outlandish conspiracies on the bigger side too, on the bigger
people want it to be
Team Real
connected
side
to Kojima so bad because Kojima has all these like crazy things in his games and everything. Mm-hmm. But if you really believe that Konami and Kojima are working together on a game again, you're out of your mind. That's all I got to say on it. There is no way those two parties are ever getting together to work on another Silent Hill or Metal Gear game. That
I can believe it because we still talk about PT to this day.
Yeah.
What game demo has ever gotten talked about for 7 consecutive years and has inspired like an entire new genre of, not genre, but an entirely new era of horror games? And I can see Sony kind of going up to Konami being like, guys, there's crazy money on the table here. You got to put your differences to the side. We all like money. Let's do this. I can see that happening. You're right. There's not like a lot that says specifically that this is Kojima outside of like a few like winks and nods from like people like Jeff Keighley, or even Kojima's done some weird things. Like he's retweeted Moby Dick Studios like 4 times this week, like things related to Moby Dick Studios, which is really strange considering there's no reason he would do that. And I mean blatant. Like he just retweeted the trailer for Phantom Pain, the Moby Dick version of the trailer.
What's Moby Dick? I don't know.
So Moby Dick is a fake studio that Kojima set up to announce Metal Gear Solid 5, okay. But it was like, instead it was run by this guy named Joaquin Mogren, which is, Joaquin was an anagram for Kojima.
Okay.
And they made up this whole fake studio, and like Jeff Keighley would interview, the head of that studio, and he's like, I don't think this guy's Kojima, everyone. He just seems to be like some Swedish dude who's a game developer. And then turns out the Phantom Pain turned out to be Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Gotcha. So he's done this exact same thing before, and he's been kind of teasing at it. I mean, this is all like speculation. My kind of stance on it right now is that there has to be something bigger at play here. I just don't. There are too many odd things that don't add up that make me think that this is just an indie dev. Like, here's a developer, like this past week, here's a developer who has said that they're so depressed that they can't eat, they can't sleep. They're like really distraught. Yeah. Why hasn't Sony come out and said, hey, we've been working, like, Abandon is a small team. They don't have to say that they're excited for it, but they can just say, like, they think it's a good game. They can just say, we're looking forward to what they show next or something like that, but it's not a bigger project. They could say something to maybe, get off this guy's back. But the only official statements from Sony have been really cryptic. Shuhei Yoshida responded to someone back in like July, and they're like, hey, what's this whole Abandon thing? And Shuhei Yoshida just posted the emoji, and that was it. Yeah. And then the day that the trailer was supposed to come out, Shuhei Yoshida retweeted that. Or he didn't retweet. He posted a screenshot from his PlayStation of the app, and then just said, Yeah. And I'm like, that's way too playful for this to be like something that's just an indie dev. Like, why would you lean into that when you know this developer's getting harassed? It seems so irresponsible.
Absolutely. Since the very beginning, I think both Sony and Blue Box have handled this thing terribly. Blue Box finally came out and said that, hey, we have no connection to Kojima, and they finally revealed their head guy and everything. And he's constantly, every time I see it mentioned now, he's talking about how people are calling them scammers, and you alluded to how the team is like, they're scared to reveal in public that they're a part of Abandon and everything, and I get that. So apparently Abandon's gameplay reveal is a few months away, but the trailer app will be updated sooner with some cinematic footage. Apparently there was supposed to be a 30-second teaser in the app, not just the 4-second one that you had. Here's a quote. This is from IGN Joe Scribbles. What we had in mind was actually a 30-second teaser with more content in it, but then we had engine issues, and we had to make sure that we could solve this in time, but we didn't have enough time. We realized that this is going to take much longer than just 3 days, because our initial plan was to release it before the weekend, so we had to cut down everything and then just leave it with just 4 or 5 seconds of footage. We're still hoping to correct the opening teaser with the original footage. We will also put some content in there that we haven't announced. It's definitely worth keeping an eye out. Should people keep the real-time experience on their consoles? I think it's best people to keep it. But if you need storage, just delete it, and we will inform on Twitter once there are new updates. First of all, why do you need a fucking app to reveal your game? Just put up a trailer on YouTube.
Yeah.
This app thing is stupid. It's so stupid.
It's also not running in real time.
No, it's not.
If you change the language, it's still English in the video. It's not running in real time.
This is just a problem, and it's gonna keep blowing up if they keep doing stupid shit like this, like just teasing and everything. They're not doing themselves any favors.
They're also being really inconsistent with their messaging. Like in the IGN article, they're like, "Oh, the gameplay is months away, and the cinematic trailer will be like before that." But then when they talked to NME on Monday, they said, "Oh, the cinematic trailer is like soon," and then you emphasize really soon, and then the playable prologue will be a little bit after that. It's like, but then a few days later, he's like, "It's months out. It's so far away." I'm like, that's not that doesn't make any why you would know that time frame more distinctly than changing it within a few days like that. It just doesn't.
This is honestly reminding me so much of the Sean Murray debacle with No Man's Sky, where he just kept saying stuff and he couldn't help himself. He just kept coming up with things because he knew it would make the fans happy. And obviously, yeah, there were some lies in there and everything. That's a whole nother discussion, but this is turning out to be this is going to blow up in Blue Box's face the longer they go without doing everything. I don't care that the app couldn't show a 30-second teaser. Put that up on YouTube. You don't need to delay everything just because your app wasn't working. There's nothing special there if it's just a teaser.
and I think this is the important distinction between the No Man's Sky thing is we had seen gameplay footage of No Man's Sky. We had seen it. We knew the title. Like, Abandon isn't the title of this game, but they're going to play coy and be like, oh, it starts with S, ends in L. You could literally just alleviate yourself of all of this crap that's happening by just telling us the name of the game.
Yeah, because
like,
Abandon
how hard
isn't
is
the
that?
name. It's the project name, right?
Yeah, it's a project name. Like, if it's called, like, Sigil or something, which is a cool name for a survival game, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, just say it. Just say it.
And then they put out that image with the guy with the eye patch, and it's super blurred out, so people are like, oh, yeah, that's Snake. It's like, what are you doing?
And they did that after they said, we're not related to Kojima, we're not doing Silent Hill, but let's do something that's going to make you think of Kojima again.
Yeah.
And then we'll just ask for forgiveness later.
I saw a quote that said, like, oh, yeah, if you don't blur it as much, the guy has, like, a mustache or something. I'm like, this is your fault. Why are you doing it? They're like, oh, we're not doing any more blurred images. I'm like, duh! You cannot tell me that they looked at that image and thought that was okay. Like, that.
Oh, absolutely,
they knew what they were doing. They know what they're doing when they're saying it starts with S and ends with L. Like, they know it.
They also said, like, oh, like, just like you said, like, we're not going to do the blurred images anymore. Okay, then unblur that image and show it to us.
Yeah.
Because it's apparently just the villain of the game. It's not like it's going to be like what is that? It's a new IP, apparently, according to Hassan Karam.
If it's not,
would just show it to us.
If it's obviously not Snake, if you can see it fully, and we have no idea who it is, just showing a face is fine. Like, we have no idea who this is. Like, it's fine.
And this is why I'm still suspicious, because I think the things they can do to alleviate this are so obvious, and they're so unwilling to do them. And they avoid questions like, well, who's funding them? And they're like, well, we can't talk about that. Why could you not say who's funding you? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. And so the reason that also I'm still suspicious is that, like, these articles this week haven't done anything to convince me out of thinking something bigger is happening here. Because the proof that they talk about is just this guy's word. I'm sorry, he has not demonstrated that he's a trustworthy person, so why are we taking him at their word? And then at no point in the articles, only the Jason Schreier articles from earlier this summer, at no point in the articles did they reach out to Sony or Konami or Kojima for comment on any of this. Do you think that would help, dispel some of these, conspiracy theories? And it's just, I don't know, like, this is so poorly handled across the board. The only way I'm going to be convinced out of at this point is if Sony makes a statement, Kojima or Konami make a statement, or if nothing happens at Gamescom.
Yeah.
That's the only way I'm going to be convinced out of this. I know I'm crazy, by the way. I know I'm totally crazy for buying into this still. But that's just like, I can't help it. It just doesn't add up to me. I actually was on David Jaffe's stream this last night because he does, like, call-ins. Because it's kind of like wondering, like, Blue Box is working with Noir, which is this, like, outsourcing studio, one of 7 outsourcing studios they work with. And Noir works with basically massive AAA Sony exclusives, like Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, all these big games, and also this completely unaccomplished, no-name studio. And so I reached out to Jaffe because I'm like, if anyone who is aware of the back ends of what Sony is like and knows what this would kind of look like from their end, and it makes himself available to talk to random strangers on the internet, I'm just going to ask him. And Jaffe is like, no, there's, like, no way this is anything like that. He goes, none of this would happen. He's like, you don't just get retweeted by Shuhei Yoshida for nothing. He's like, he basically was saying, like, it's not even just a money thing. It's not like just give them money and Shuhei will tweet things. He's like, you need to show what you are making. And if you aren't showing, they're not going to retweet your stuff. Like, this Life of Black Tiger was apparently this really terrible game that got pushed. Like, that didn't get retweeted by Shuhei. It was just featured on PlayStation Blog because they paid money. You can pay money to be on PlayStation Blog, but to be featured by Keeley and Shuhei Yoshida, that's just not going to happen if you're a small indie dev. Yeah. And one last thing, I'm sorry, because this is I'm crazy.
You're fine.
The things that I'm adding up to me is this, like, meme going around of, like, the list of all their canceled projects. The timeline is accurate, but what I think a different interpretation of it is, how can they afford 7 outsourcing studios when they failed for 6 years in a row constantly without releasing any products? Who is funding them? It just, there's still so much that doesn't add up to me that it's like, I know it could not be Kojima. I'm definitely open to that, but I'm really not open to the idea this is just an indie dev. I don't think anything adds up to show that from what I've seen.
I'll just end it on this, like, they better have something big if it is something, because
Yeah.
if not, they're just setting a bomb off at their feet. And
Yep. Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
all they're doing. If they come out and it's not, it just ends up being an indie game with no relation at all to Kojima, to Silent Hill, to Metal Gear, to any of this. Like, this game is gonna have some of the worst community feedback, I think, ever, because
Absolutely.
of
Yeah.
how long they have kept people on this roller coaster, and it's not ending anytime soon by the looks of things. So
No.
they better hope
Yeah,
that it's big. That's all I'm gonna say. All right,
Yeah.
time for some quick news. First up, we both had a little bit of a laugh about this before we started recording, but The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim 10th anniversary is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The crazy bastards finally did it. They released Skyrim, or they're going to release Skyrim. Yay! So this is a next-gen update for the games. If you own Skyrim Anniversary Edition, which was the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game, you will get a free update to the 10th anniversary. There's some new fishing feature in it. So
Just what everyone wanted.
if you haven't played Skyrim yet, there's a reason to go play it. You can fish.
Is all this coming to Samsung fridges and Amazon Alexa as well?
That would be amazing if they put up some updates for that. Yeah, if you keep on buying it, Bethesda will keep on releasing it. So there. Next up, a Quake remaster is out now on consoles and PC in celebration of QuakeCon this weekend. This was a pretty cool surprise. I don't think I've ever actually played a Quake game, but I saw it pop up on Game Pass this morning and I downloaded it, so I'm very excited to give it a try. I was very much into Unreal Tournament for a while there, which is essentially Quake, if I'm right?
I don't really know anything about Quake
Gotcha.
or Unreal Tournament, all that.
I think they're very similar. But regardless, I'm very excited to give Quake Remaster a try. If you are as well, jump in. Splitgate will be in beta for a while due to its unexpected popularity. So originally this game was supposed to get its full release, I think it was the beginning of this month, after coming the consoles. It's been on PC for over a year, but me and Joel have talked about this. They had a massive explosion of players. They got a $10 million funding from a company, and now they're focused on making the game better. I've been playing it quite a bit over the last few weeks, and yeah, the servers are better. It doesn't take nearly as long to get into the game now. They had a queue system for a while there where for about 2 weeks there, every time I tried to get into the game, it was at least an hour wait to get into the game. Their servers could only handle I think it was 10,000 players for a while there, but now that they've gotten all this money and they're adding up their development team and working on the servers, it's much better now. So they're in the right direction. Splitgate's fun. It's pretty much Halo with portals. So if you haven't played it, give it a try. Free game. Next up, Fortnite has an Among Us clone. And the Among Us developers Innersloth are not too happy about it. So real quick here, members of the development team of the highly successful indie game Among Us have taken to social media to call out Fortnite's new imposter mode, which strongly resembles their game. So there's a bunch of tweets out there. They're like, hey, this feels weird. We didn't put a copyright on Among Us because we didn't feel that was right, but it would have been cool if they changed it up at all. Someone put up a map comparison of Among Us and Fortnite's thing, and they're pretty much the same thing, but only 2 rooms are switched around. Yeah. And really the worst thing out of all this is that Fortnite just didn't do a collaboration with Among Us at all on this. That would have made this so much easier to handle, I think, for the developers and everything, just because they do collaborations with everyone. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just everyone. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't, if they were just hey, yeah, can we get in Among Us skin and we'll have a shout out for you? That'd be cool. Nothing. I think that is where most of this these hard feelings come from, is that Epic just did not include Innersloth on anything here. They just took their game. But to be fair, this is kind of an Innersloth's fault in a way, I think, because after you see how much Fortnite just copied PUBG to get the Battle Royale mode, seeing your game blow up and become the biggest thing of 2020, I think that we all kind of saw this coming at some point, right?
And they should copyright their stuff. This
Absolutely.
is why copyrights exist.
Absolutely. There are so many ways to get around a copyright to make it your own thing. Just put a lockdown on your stuff. Like, that's where this is. Like, you take care of all these problems right there. Where, at that point, Epic has to come to you and say, hey, do you want to do this collaboration? We'll give you so much more money. Like, that's how you take care of this situation. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Hit the copyright. And then finally,
very sad.
Ubisoft Singapore is being investigated for harassment. We've talked a lot about harassment on the podcast lately with the whole Activision Blizzard thing, and of course we've talked about Ubisoft in the past. Just stop being shitty, people. Be decent. That's all you have to do. Be decent human beings.
And this is especially concerning because and this kind of shows this is a top-down issue.
Oh, yeah.
These are completely remote studios on different parts of the planet having the same exact problems.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, and good thing they're being held to account legally too. Like, not just people talking about it online, like legally being held to account, because that's how this is, I think, going to change.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, people aren't going to stop buying the games. They're going to keep buying the games, and they don't learn lessons. But if there's legal action, they get serious fines. Hopefully, that whips them into shape.
When people get arrested is where things really start changing, I think.
Yeah, and Activision is, clearly thinking they're responsible by firing people. Now, suddenly, after the lawsuit, they're firing people.
Yeah. It's such a mess, man. Just be decent. Be good to each other. All right, so that does it for quick news. Now we're going to talk about some new collectibles we have. So I have a collectible. Holden also has a collectible. Holden, do you want to go first? You were saying that this is your best present you've ever gotten, so show it off.
Yeah. So I'll give the shout out to Chad Michael Innes, the current host of Respawn Aim Fire.
Never heard of him.
The second best gaming podcast ever, because Pixel Street, is the best gaming podcast ever. So it's my birthday, and he got me this. It is a wooden replica of the Link to the Past map.
That's really cool.
It is insanely cool. I had to run upstairs to get it so I can show it off. But the detail is crazy. It even gets things like the broken bridge on Death Mountain. It gets all these super small details correct. It is 1-to-1 accurate. It is incredible. When I first got it, I literally just didn't hang it up yet. I just carried it around the house with me, and just whatever I was doing, I would just look at it.
Yeah, that is so.
I'm
cool.
Obsessed with it. It's amazing.
That is
it's fucking awesome.
Where'd he get that? Do you know the company or anything?
Yeah, the company. Actually, it's on the back. I'll hold it up. It's Senpai 3D.
Senpai 3D. Okay, they're on Instagram and Twitter.
They also have the Kanto map from Pokemon Red and Blue. They also have the 3D, not 3D, Super Mario World map from the SNES.
That's cool.
And this is the one that I'm like, ooh, I gotta get this. I think, and if I read this right, maybe I'm wrong, you can send them your Animal Crossing island, and they'll do it for your Animal Crossing island.
Oh boy, gotta get back on the Phase 3, right?
Yep.
That's really awesome. That's definitely something I'm gonna check out. That is really cool.
It is really, really cool, yeah.
To keep on the Zelda theme, I have a new Majora's Mask. Come on, Light, work with me here.
That is awesome.
Yep, it is a Majora's Mask stand. This is from...
That is beautiful.
First Four Figures, who I am dangerously starting to buy more things from because they are so awesome, but they're expensive. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you keep in the box and never open it.
Yeah, well, the main reason why it's in the box is because I don't have anywhere to put it, but I have a problem when it comes to Zelda stuff, especially Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I mean, I've got my Link.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's holding Majora's Mask, and then the Ocarina
on the other hand.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have
That's a good original Zelda tattoo, by the way. Everyone gets Triforces. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the Triforce.
Me being the Zelda fan, I really considered getting the Triforce on my hand, but I'm a coward. I couldn't do the courage thing. I'm weak, so I can't do power, and I'm a dumbass, so I can't do wisdom. So I decided to get my own thing.
I actually this is a Zelda tattoo idea where I want to get the emblems from the first 3 dungeons in Zelda Ocarina of Time, but one for each like accomplishment that, like in my life. So like when I graduate school, I finish school, I'm gonna get one, and then I'll think of some other accomplishments. I want to get like one per like big accomplishment in my life, something I'm like really proud of. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I also pre-ordered some other collectibles from First 4 Figures because I have a problem. There's a Link statue. I want to say it's Twilight Princess. That one I pre-ordered a while ago. But the one on another thing that I just pre-ordered a couple days ago, they have a Spyro Rypto's Rage statue coming out where it's Spyro doing his pose from the cover, but he's standing in front of the portal that sends him home at the end of the game with all the orbs in it, and they light up. So
that's really cool.
It's not coming out until next year, but look ahead to me showing that off because, man, I am so excited for that. I have so much Zelda stuff. I have a lot of Overwatch stuff. So I'm trying to get into the other games that I'm kind of missing out on. Spyro's a big one. I have a few Mario things I don't need there. But we love collectibles and we have a problem, but we're going to keep showing them off here. All right, time to get into what we're playing. Holden, you been playing anything lately?
I've not a whole lot. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. I kind of feel like my island's actually done now. Done? I kind of feel like it's completed. Yeah, I think it's done. I don't really know what else I can add to it.
Or are we still on phase 2?
No, it's phase 4.
Oh, you're on phase 4. Now. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna submit probably the dream code today. It's in my Twitter bio, the dream code. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I feel like it's finally done. I even put some like quality of life changes because I discovered something kind of great. Maybe everyone else knew this and I didn't, but you can put invisible tiles down.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like when you put paths, you can put down invisible tiles and you can put them over dirt paths. And the benefit of this is that you can get it so that all of your fossils end up in one area because there's only one area where they can possibly end up showing up. So all of my rocks,
you're also not taking out all that area to like walk around and everything. Okay, that's a really cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well. So I have all my rocks in this like Zen garden thing, and then all the fossils end up in there. So it's pretty much on my path back to town from my house. So I just go there, get the fossils, get the rocks, and then start doing what I want to do. And I don't know, it works really well.
That's a really cool idea. I wish I would have done that back when I was like really trying to get all of the fossils and everything, but I just gave up after a while because I was so tired of walking around every day.
Yeah, the fossils was a pain in the ass. The fish now, I have 4 fish left to get and 4 bugs left to get, and that's going to be such a pain in the ass to get.
There's a lot of pain in the ass stuff to get. What's been the... Okay, so they added in the boba tea thing, right? Where you can like hold tea now, which is cool. That game just needs more interactable items.
It does.
That's all they need.
It does, yeah.
Have they added anything besides that lately?
No, it's been dead quiet, which is strange.
That's
like last year, it was like very disappointing. Absolutely, every like month or two last year they had something, and the last like update was like a few weeks ago, and then before that was end of April.
I can't believe it.
So it's just like
within a
year,
they
got to do a big update.
That game sold 30 million copies. How do you not support it more?
I know. My hope is that they're working on some big 2.0 update where like Nook's Cranny gets a third like level or third tier upgrade. They bring Blathers, what's his name? Brewster. They bring Brewster in the cafe. Like
that's the one
I want to start seeing
they want the most is the cafe.
And it was found in a data mine. It was also found in a data mine last year, and then again in the most recent update. So like it's still, I would assume, being worked on if they can find it in the code.
Yeah.
But it's just like they need to do something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've been playing a bunch of old games lately because they're until today, which is I'll talk about a game here in a second, but I've been playing a lot of old games. So first of all, I finished off Horizon Zero Dawn finally.
Nice.
Was saying forever that I was going to run through it and everything, and man, I really enjoy that game. That is such a good game. I didn't do the Frozen Wilds DLC, I think it's called, but I set my Aloy at the campfire at the beginning of that DLC, so if I ever want to go back, I can just start it up. But yeah, I talked about it the last couple weeks on the podcast here. The traversing thing is a problem with the game. It's not as good as Breath of the Wild or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, in my opinion, with exploring the world. But the world itself is so damn cool with all the metal or the robot dinosaurs and animals and everything. Hunting is so much fun. Yeah, this is just a great game. Oh, Ashley Birch as Aloy. Oh my god, I love her so much. Aloy and Ashley Birch. Ashley Birch is just one of my favorite actresses out there right now. This game's great, and I was already planning on playing, what's the new one? Forbidden West? So the new Horizon game is Forbidden West, right? That's the new one?
Yeah, Forbidden West, yeah.
Okay. I was already planning on playing that game, but Horizon Zero Dawn was... It got me so much more excited for it. Yeah, this is a great game. Have you ever played it?
I did, yeah. I enjoyed the story of it a lot, but I was kind of frustrated with the combat. But the world and the lore and the story of everything, that's what kind of kept me going throughout it.
I love the combat. My problem was the traversal. It's because if it had a thing like Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed where you can climb anything, that would make it so much better. I hate going around in a structure looking for a certain area to climb up. In games like God of War, where it's a very linear experience, that's fine. But when you have an open world and I have to get to the top of a rock, but I can't just climb the edges and everything, I have to find specific manholes to go up. That's a problem.
Fortunately, in Forbidden West, they're alleviating that. They have some sort of new algorithm where it'll analyze the pattern of the wall they've created and then find out where the handholds would be, so you can kind of more easily climb anything you want to.
Yeah, I also saw that they brought in the Breath of the Wild glider, which might help a bit, because going down is a bit of a problem too in Zero Dawn. Additionally, I went back and played Sonic Mania. I went back and 100%ed the game. My favorite Sonic the Hedgehog game of all time. Funny enough, I actually did that on the 4-year anniversary of the game accidentally. So I ended up writing about it. I took a critical second look at the game, and that is up on GamePro.com right now if you want to check it out, or you can just go to my Twitter. I have it posted there. Yeah, I love that game. It's so good. So happy I went back and completed it. Please give us Sonic Mania 2. And then I've also gone back and played Cuphead. I went through and I decided I'm going to try and go for 100% completion on that game as well, even though it's fucking hard. But I went through...
Yeah, I can't even get past the first level in that game.
I went
too
through...
hard.
I got all of the bosses. I got an A rank on them. So I did that much.
Damn.
Which, oddly enough, I think I'm much better at the game now than I was back then. Maybe it's because I've been playing more tougher games like Death's Door lately, and maybe I was just ready. Things seemed a lot slower than they were when I first played the game back in 2017, 2018, whenever it came out. Yeah, I love that game so much, and yeah, going back and playing it has been so much fun. I don't listen to the music or anything anymore. I just put on a podcast and grind out battles and everything. The only thing I have left to do is beating the game on Expert, which I've gotten the first isle I've completed on Expert. The second one, I have only one more to go, and it's the damn flying... The flying ones are always the worst for me, but it's against a bird that's in a birdhouse, and it shoots out eggs at you that when they hit the end of the screen, they pop back out at you. So you have to worry about the things coming at you and then also the things behind you, and it's a mess. But yeah, Cuphead's great.
Is Expert... What's the difficulty difference on Expert?
So in Expert, everything's faster, and their moves are adjusted. So that... Like that egg thing I was just talking about, when it hits the wall, 5 pieces come back at you. In normal, it would only be 3. So it's faster, okay. And there's just more to their attacks. But yeah, that about does it for that. Do you have anything else to talk about that you've been playing?
Really, Animal Crossing. I got Axiom Verge 2, but I haven't really been playing it. I don't know why.
Okay. So yeah, the big game I wanted to talk about is a game that just released today. It's on Game Pass, Xbox and PC. It's not on anything else at the moment yet. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a exclusive forever or if this is a timed exclusivity. But 12 Minutes, a game made by Annapurna, or is it Annapurna or Annapurna? Whatever. This is a game.
I know who you're talking about.
This is a game I've been excited for a very long time. They showed it off at the Xbox E3 conference. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. But it's a game where you play as a man. You just gotten home from work. A man voiced by James McAvoy, by the way. You come in. Your wife comes out, talks to you. She's being voiced by Daisy Ridley, and then a cop comes in and murders you. And he's voiced by Willem Dafoe. And that happens within 12 minutes. And at the end of every 12 minutes, you just loop back to the beginning. It's one of those death loop games. So I've played about an hour of it so far today. Man, this game is getting me. It's got all those... It's a lot like a point-and-click adventure, honestly, which I didn't expect. You walk up, you click on an item, put it in your inventory, pull it out, combine it with another thing to do things. So every 12 minutes you like go through and you have to like find out what's going on here, and of course he remembers everything. What's this item over here? Funny enough, my second run I accidentally killed my wife. So they're in the bedroom, they have a faulty light switch, and she'll like go in there and she'll hit it, and she'll goes, we have to fix this. But I went in there first, and I did it, and she like went in there to sit down and read a book, and as I was just exploring and everything, I turned the light switch off, and she's like, really? So she gets up and she comes over and flips it, and it electrocuted her and killed her. I was like, oh no.
It's the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, oh my god. I also like went back, and you can electrocute yourself, but because you're wearing rubber shoes, it doesn't kill you, it just knocks you out for a few minutes. The game's, I've heard that it's very like convoluted and very complicated story wise, which excites me. That's the kind of stuff I live for in video games. It's the reason why I love Call of Duty Zombies so much, and Kingdom Hearts. Obviously there's other reasons. Those games are just great on their own. Great gameplay and mechanics and everything, but the story is what keeps me coming back. 12 minutes, and it's just got these short packs and everything, finding new things. I am so excited to get more into this game. If you have Game Pass, definitely check it out, because it's just cool. It's really cool. That's all I've got to say.
It sounds similar to Outer Wilds, actually.
Yeah, I've heard that.
With the 22-minute loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played Outer Wilds, I mean, not Outer Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Outer Worlds is awesome, play that too. But Outer Wilds, I gave it a try, and I think I got distracted and I just stopped playing it. So maybe that's something I need to go back to.
It's a very, very ambiguous game, but once you start to kind of... I think the average playthrough was like 16 hours. It took me 30, because it took me so long to figure out like what I was really supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. But once it clicked, that game is magical. Mm-hmm. It's incredible.
Yeah, so the thing I just found out, so when you start off the game, you're talking to your wife, and she's made dessert for you. You sit down at a table, and she tells you she's pregnant. This isn't spoilers or anything. This was all revealed in trailers in the past. And then a guy who says he's a cop knocks on the door, demands to come in, and he handcuffs both of you onto the ground, and he demands your wife to tell him about a pocket watch. And if you can't do anything, at least at the beginning that I've seen, and to make her talk, he strangles you in front of her and kills you, and then you start the loop over. I've done a few things. I found out how to get him handcuffed, and you can like go through people's inventories when they're unconscious or they're dead. And so I won't say how to do it in case anyone wants to stay spoiler free, but I found a gun on him, and I found out you can actually shoot him and kill him. And then I was like, oh, well, how will my loop start? How will my loop start over if he doesn't kill me? So I wanted to test it. I picked up the gun, and you can actually shoot yourself. So you like pick it up, and for some reason he doesn't shoot his brain. He goes underneath, and he shoots himself, and he falls to the ground, and he's bleeding out, and he's like, he's struggling and everything. It's morbid. Apparently, there's some more like really dark things in the game. Yeah, it's got me excited.
So we can continue past that 12-minute loop if you had just
I didn't
not
go that
killed
far.
yourself?
I didn't go. I don't know. Maybe that's something I'm going to test out again after this because I have to cover guides on it for GamePer. I'll do a little more experimentation. Like I said, I've only played about an hour, and probably about 20 minutes of that was writing guides for other things in the game. Definitely recommend it, though. It's really cool. From what I've seen so far, great voice acting. I mean, it's Daisy Ridley, James McAvoy, and Willem Dafoe. That's so cool right there that they're involved in it. Yeah, that's about all I've got to say on it.
You just convinced me to want to really play that, because before it was kind of like, all right, I don't know, like it looks interesting. It's Annapurna, it's probably not gonna be bad, but that puzzle mechanic aspect to it, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
that sounds amazing.
So
I don't have Game Pass right now. I don't even have my Xbox plugged in, but maybe that will change.
It's also on PC. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you could just download it there. Yeah, I highly recommend it. At least to just give it a try, because it is. Like I said, I was very surprised that it has a lot of point-and-click adventure things in it, and it is very puzzle-focused. Yeah. All right, so I think that is going to do it for Pixel Street Podcast, episode 156. Yeah, thanks so much for watching and listening, guys. If you are interested, you can follow us on Twitter, @PixelStreet. Subscribe to us on YouTube, @PixelStreetVideos. We have exclusive content there that you won't see anywhere else from us. Our most recent thing I put up was our Doki Doki Literature Club gameplay. We finished that off. Man, that was so much fun. Go ahead and check it out. I've been a bit busy, so I haven't put anything out recently. I've had a few ideas for stuff to put up, so look out over the next week for stuff there. You can also join our Discord by following the link in the description of this show and become a part of a growing community of nerds. Holden's there. He knows about it.
Yep. I know all about it.
We sometimes do a community gaming night called Pixel Street Pal Party Nights. It's been a while since we've done it. We want to get back into it. We just haven't had a game to do it with. We might do it in Halo soon, with Halo Infinite coming up. But yeah, join in, see what we can do. If not, just talk about whatever you're playing. I've thought about like putting in a spoiler channel that we could just talk about whatever. That's something else. Finally, wherever you are watching or listening this show, please give us a truthful rating. Whether you like it, whether you didn't like it as much, just let us know what your thoughts are on the show. Whatever it is, it will help us get better for the future, and just let us make a better show. That's really all we want. Holden, where can the people find you?
I am at Twitter at Holden Depardo. I'm still gonna plug Respawn Fire, because even though I'm not there anymore, Chad's awesome. They have a new co-host, Adam Gumby of East Coast Games. He is there, and he is awesome. I'm very excited to see what those guys do. I'll say I've heard some of their plans, and they're pretty awesome.
Are we going to war?
I can't wait for you guys. you might not. You're probably not going to be the #1 podcast after their plans come out. I'm just saying.
Oh no!
Great stuff.
No, we absolutely love Respawning Fire, Chad, and
this is all good fun.
I'm sure the new guy is awesome as well. Yeah, be sure to check them out. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I also am on an occasionally weekly Apple podcast called Networked, where we just really kind of talk about like Apple features and some Apple news tidbits every once in a while. So it's called Networked.
What's the newest thing you've talked about? Is it still like the lawsuit stuff?
The newest thing we talked about was the we've been doing like breakdowns of features. So we talked about like the Notes app and all the new features with iOS 15, kind of ways we use the Notes app, and then we did the same thing for focus modes with iOS 15, which the focus modes, by the way, are unbelievably powerful. Like the conversation of Android being more customizable than iPhone is over because of focus. It's insanely customizable now.
Okay, and
it's great.
That was called Networked.
Networked, yeah.
On Spotify.
It is with Michael.
Where you at?
Anywhere podcasts are available, it's on YouTube. This is with Michael Caputo. Michael Caputo. I can't say his last name right now. Michael Caputo. Blah, why I can't say his last name? I know his last name, but I can't say it right now for some reason. Caputo. Oh my god, I feel fucking horrible. He has a really, really good YouTube channel called Tech247 TV. Highly recommend that. It's really, really good stuff too. So
right, awesome. Finally, I am John Hansen. You can find me on Twitter at RevXShadows, and you can also find my writing on Gameper.com. Just got a recent promotion there. Focusing a lot on 12 minutes lately. A lot of stuff going up there. Also, a bunch of Call of Duty zombie stuff going up. Be very excited for that. That'll do it for us. Thank you so much for watching or listening, guys. We love you. Bye!
Bye.